guys. The sound is here. My
Did they
bad.
miss all that?
They missed all that. But here we go. Joe and Mike from buildassetsonline.com. Today, we're going to be showing you how to earn a full-time income online. We're going to show you your path to, well, the path that you should take to $100,000 per year with the daddy method. The daddy method is something that we've been using since 2014, and it's been working well for us. Hopefully, we can make it work well for you. And this is really all it takes, despite the all the little in between details, the tactics. The daddy method is really the king of kings when it comes to earning a full
It's
time
the
income
daddy.
online. Yeah, it's the daddy.
And there's a reason why they call us the dropship daddies. It's for
Well,
this.
maybe that's just you.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
They.
So
So, how's it going, Joe?
it's going pretty good.
We got people in the chat.
Yeah.
We got Paul. He's liking the daddy method already.
Yeah.
Ted's in here. If you're in here, give us a little chat, a little chit chat. So we know that you're here. But yeah, whenever you're ready to jump in, Joe, we can
Yeah. Why don't
start
we,
talking.
why don't we jump in and we'll save the special announcement for the end? I feel like since most people will be in at the end, I'll just skip over the announcement for now.
All right, fine.
All right.
Making
So,
people wait. I like it.
The daddy method. So let's start with the big letter, the D. So basically, oh yeah, I'm the SEO savant. You're the dropship daddy.
Yes.
Anyway, the D is probably the most important thing. You have to decide that you want to make this a reality, and I'm not really talking about like a half-ass decision here. Because I remember when I was deciding that I wanted to get out of my job and like I couldn't, I didn't want to do it anymore. It was very consuming to me. I remember I was walking in my corporate office. It was a pretty big office, and there was like tennis on the TV. And I said to one of my friends at the time, I said, "Oh man, like look what they're doing. Like look what we're doing. And look what they're doing." And so I was like, I need that. I need that. I can't be in here in this polo anymore and these khakis. I can't wear these khakis anymore. And so that was consuming to me. Like I wanted out so bad, probably more than half of you out there like would imagine. Like a lot of people they're just like, I'd like to, work
Yeah.
online, but they're not willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah. And some of these acronyms within the daddy method might feel cliche, but in the end, this is really what it's about. And so when we say decide, a lot of people, I'm sure, will hear that when they're trying to get into doing some online business thing, but they don't actually take it seriously. They've never had to undergo the idea of like making a firm decision. And when you make a firm decision, there's no going back. There's no turning around. There's no just giving up. You have to decide that this is what you're going to do. And that's what we mean by decide. No other definition, no other half-assing.
Yeah. And we see this in some of our students as well. One of our students, basically said to us, we asked him like, what's going on? We haven't heard from you in a while. And he basically said to us, he's like, yeah, my store was profitable, but I'm so tired after work. And like, I didn't look at the ads for like a month or two. And now like, I'm not profitable anymore. So he's like, how do I get the motivation to stay profitable? And if you don't have that motivation, like, and you don't really make the commitment, nothing's going to help you. We could tell you all of the secrets, all the tactics in the world, but it's not going to work. And it happens to people that get far. It's easy to even get to a certain point, get to a part-time income, and then not fully commit to the next steps or not keep going.
Yeah, for sure. It is quite a big hurdle to go through to actually get from, say, 1,000 a month, or even doing anything, but to get from 1,000 a month to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, that's when you really need to actually commit and double down, because it's never going to be it's always going to be more work than you expect. So, yeah, I mean, as far as motivation goes, we're not the experts on that. You can read a book about it. I don't know. I don't know whatever you need to do to get motivated. Tony Robbins talks about how, you can motivate yourself with pain or with pleasure. And you can motivate yourself with pain by saying, if I don't do this, then I will have to go back to X, which is something painful. Or you could be motivated by, the pleasure of having 5 Lamborghinis and,
Yeah.
6 islands in Bali and whatever. But I think pain is often more motivating.
I think definitely. I think pain is way better. Maybe that's because I'm a sadistic son of a gun, but I think that when you're thinking about all the pleasurable things, it's just like in the back of your mind, that's gonna fade for a while. Pleasure fades and pain lasts forever.
Yeah, I've read other things about this too. I think they've talked about it in either Persuasion or Influence, one of the Robert Cialdini books. They talk about how, if it comes down to losing a net gain, say you're going to make $30,000 and then you only make five, people are typically okay with that versus say like losing $10,000. Like people will go to a lot more extremes to not lose $10,000 versus making an extra 30 instead of an extra five. You feel me?
Totally. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. All right. So there we go. We've talked about that. Now, what's the A in Daddy? It's to actually take the action, but also to ask questions later. And again, most people don't fully get this. This is a hard one. This is a real hard one because remember, this video is about making a full-time income online. You're not opening a brick and mortar business where you got to make sure you're measuring the right space, and if you don't have this much floor space over here and the square footage is off, you're not gonna be able to fit your pizza oven, and then it all is lost. You can't make your pizza in your pizza shop. This is like you're literally setting up a fake thing, whether it's a website, whether you're publishing books on Kindle, setting up an e-commerce store. It's all fake, and it can all be changed later. And so that's why actually taking the action is really important, because if you don't take the A seriously, then going back to the D, what's going to happen is that that motivation is quickly going to fade because you're not going to see any progress, and you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to move forward because you're not going to have that positive feedback loop, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and asking questions is usually going to impair you from taking action, because when you're asking questions, you're not doing what it is that you should be doing. And like Joe said, I was laughing that all of this is fake, but it really is, especially if you do things the way that we teach with the SEO or the dropshipping or the Kindle publishing. It's not like you're getting in 10,000 stainless steel straws from Amazon, and if you don't sell these straws and you don't ask the right questions to your FBA guru, that you're not going to sell the straws and you're going to lose your money. The way that we do things, it's very specific so that you can actually go take action, and then whatever it is that you mess up, because you're going to mess things up no matter what, you can go back and fix it. And that's the ultimate part.
Yeah. I would say, in this day and age, or I think honestly, I was thinking about this, Mike, in any day and age, I think starting a business where you have to take out a loan, and if this is your first go around, you've never done a business before, you've never operated anything, and you're suddenly taking out a loan to get this space, and you're going to make this work because it's your dream. That's not the way you should think about it. As a matter of fact, I think this can even go to something, this can apply to something as like the opposite of what you might think, like a restaurant, for example. Everyone thinks to open a restaurant, you have to rent out a space, you got to get all this equipment, take out all these loans. But before you even do that, why don't you try, maybe doing it on a very, very small scale, like food delivery service to, your friends. See if you can get a bunch of friends to commit to you prepping for that, and then maybe scale up to renting out a commercial kitchen for a month so you can do it more commercially, and just see if even people like what you're giving out. And I know I'm getting a bit off topic here, but I just really, really want to take home the point that if you're not experienced in business, dropping a huge amount of money on inventory for FBA or anything like that, any sort of online business where you have to just invest money, a ton of money up front to make the business even get off the ground, that's not what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. And people advocating for that, you need to stay away from them, because that's, I mean, I don't want to call it fraudulent, but people that make their living teaching you how to do these things, they're almost going to become your master, because you're investing so much money, not only with them most likely, but with whatever you're doing. And so you're going to need to look to them for any single, question that you have, because if you make a wrong move, it can cost you a lot of money. And that's what's going to lead to, indecision, analysis paralysis, whatever you want to call it. And these are all crippling things. So like Joe said, if there's not a way that you can get into something, or at very least test it, wet your beak, dip your toe in with a small amount of money, then it's probably not something you should be doing.
Right. And what's small to you is going to be relative. Obviously,
yeah, that's a relative term.
Obviously, for Kindle publishing, you need some money for that to do it the way we teach you.
Yes.
But there's a difference between that, putting out a digital product that you're going to sell over and over and over again for years to come, that you can, keep driving traffic back to, keep advertising to, just keep making recurring revenue, even if it's slow, than buying a bunch of stainless steel straws to sell on Amazon, because you lose the money. Say even you break even or whatever, you make a little bit of money or you lose money. At the end of the day, the straws are gone. So just something to think about. You really want to be building up this fake real estate online is the key. Whether you're building up real estate in the Kindle store, whether you're building up real estate on the Google search results, whether you're building up real estate on the Google ads that once you're paying to rent out that real estate, it's going to be profitable. So that's really what we're trying to do here, is rent out online real estate or buy online real estate in a way that's profitable and brings recurring income for the long term. So, all right.
What's next?
Next, we got D. Don't stop, Daddy.
No, and again, maybe cliche, but it is serious, and there's something to be said about it. People that don't make it in online business, what's the common theme? One, they switch over from doing one thing to doing another, and then when they start to see resistance or have difficulty doing that thing, they switch over to another thing. So they're stopping doing what they were trying to do to go on and do something else, or they just quit altogether because they get busy with their life. Going back to the first D, they haven't made that full decision to make it a reality. So realistically, if you keep at it for whatever it is that you're doing, any of our build assets online approved business models, then if you're doing it for a year or 6 months, a year and a half, whatever, you should be seeing some sort of result. And our students in the Elite Fleet, we're not that far into teaching people. And so have we even been doing this for a year, Joe?
I think, yeah. I mean, the Elite Fleet is not a year old, definitely, but we've had Build Assets Online for a year.
Okay. So, it hasn't even been a year yet, and we have probably close to 100 students, and many of them are profitable. At the very least, most of them are successful. They're on a path to success. And so if you just keep going, then there's a pretty high chance that you will get to where you want to be. So again, as long as it's a business model, we've talked about this in the past, there's a bunch of criteria, but if it's an approved business model where you're not risking all your money, then you can just keep doing it, and eventually it will work out for you, and you'll have the ability to just copy paste it or expand upon where it's already at.
Yeah. Cool. So one thing I wanted to add here is that a lot of people, when we say don't stop, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to work on the same thing. Like, for example, you say you make your first dropshipping store, and for some reason, things aren't going well. Maybe you didn't do things the way that we teach. Maybe you just have, I don't know, for some reason your suppliers aren't great. Like, a couple of things are going wrong. And then you identify like, okay, maybe I can make a drop shipping store with like a different angle. Like that you can't possibly fit onto your first store. You already have the experience from making that first store, or say your first store is even profitable. It's making $1,000, $2,000 a month. You already have that experience, and many people, what they'll do, we know someone like this, which I'll get to, is that they'll be making money doing dropshipping the way we teach, and then they'll say, okay, well, I'm making money. Let me move on to the next thing. Let me try this new shiny object that I heard about. Let me try trading crypto. Like, yeah, that's a great idea. You're making money. So start trading crypto when you know how to make money in a proven way that works, that you've proven to yourself. That's what you don't want to do. You want to say, okay, I'm making $1,000 here. Maybe I can't grow this particular website to $10,000, but I can repeat this process 10 times if I need to. I can repeat this process twice, 3 times, enough times to where you're hitting your goal. And that's the point. That's what we mean when we say don't stop. Don't totally change directions when you have something that works.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that if you're doing something and it's not working, like, AliExpress, and you keep testing things and losing money, that you should never stop. Honestly, that's what the gurus would tell you, right? Is that you can get your winning product at any moment, but that's unsustainable. This is whatever you're doing, through whatever we teach should be sustainable. So yeah, if you start having success or whatever, any level of success, just keep moving forward. It's okay if you want to make, maybe you're only making $1,000 a month on your current dropshipping store and you want to make a new one. I mean, we're all for that. Joe, when we had our first dropshipping store, we made our second one probably 6 months after.
Well, we would have made it much sooner, but you went away for like 3 months.
I did, but the point was that we were struggling to figure out the next best way forward for that store, and so the way for us to just literally keep the feet moving, figuratively keep the feet moving, was to make another store, because that's what we saw that it was working, but we couldn't figure out how to make it work more within that given context. So we just copy pasted over to another, and you'd be surprised the level of insight that can provide when you just, every niche is different. We see it in our content sites as well. Every time we make a new site, we learn new things about what works, what doesn't work. And then when you have that data across multiple sites, then you can make broad changes to all your sites. And that's how you really grow a portfolio. That's like literally what private equity companies do. So this is what we mean.
Yeah, you use the word data, Mike, and I want to actually push back in the spirit of candor. Let me push back on that. It's weird. I kind of think it's not really data that you gain. It's intuition. Yeah. It's intuition based on the data that you're seeing, if that makes sense. Because it's not like we have this magical algorithm like Facebook and we're monitoring all these user activities and plugging in the data back. It's like, oh, okay, we saw that did this, this site did this, and then it's like, okay, so from all the stuff we learned from that, how do we think this next thing is going to do? And I think that's not data really, but it's more intuition that you gain.
Yeah, I should clarify. I don't even like that word data, because I feel like people use it for that reason.
We're a data-driven company.
It's not showing up in the dashboard like, hey, do this. It's just you're seeing things happening. Like, I think about like in real life, we're walking around life and we're gathering data about our surroundings.
Yeah.
Although it's not necessarily coming in on a spreadsheet, we notice patterns, and then that's how we adjust. So yeah, intuition is definitely an interchangeable word for what I mean.
Yes, for sure. Okay. The second D in the daddy method. The third D.
Second in a row.
True. So obviously this isn't Vegas. What's up, Jared? This isn't Atlantic City. You don't want to bet all your money. Sustainability is the key here. And if you're going in and you're just throwing it all on red, throwing it all on black, waiting for the next, this is going to be it this time. This is going to be it. That's not what you want to do. You want to have a business model that day after day, week after week, month after month, you can do this little thing to it, do that, do the next little thing to it, and see where it goes, gain that data or the intuition, and go from there.
Yeah, and we talked about before how you don't want to risk all your money when you first get into things. Even at a more advanced level, in my opinion, we still don't like to make big bets. We would rather make smaller to medium-sized bets, but do a large portion of them, because this isn't Vegas or Atlantic City where the odds are stacked against you. Once you're learning things, the odds actually become heavily stacked in your favor. So, say we have 9-1 odds in our favor. I'd rather plant 10 seeds, place 10 bets, and then 9 of those sprout versus placing one big bet and then whoopsie doopsie, it was the wrong move. Because we still make wrong moves to this day. They're not terrible and they're not unfixable, but it happens.
Yeah. So now to the why. Year over year growth. Now this is a very corporate thing, Mike. This is like, all right, we looked at the Q2, we were down, but we predict that Q3 and Q4 we're making a big comeback, and sales are going to come back. We're expecting a V-shaped recovery in Q4. So, but really, those corporate cliches are true. You're not really necessarily focused on day over day growth, which it can sometimes feel like when you're doing online business, trying to make a full-time income online. It's easy to get caught up in the day to day and not have that big picture of the year over year.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said that, because in the beginning, I would be in the ads account every day, looking at what happened yesterday, and it really makes things go a lot slower when you do that. Granted, it's not necessarily a bad thing when you're learning ads or you're new to things and you're learning, but you should really have it in mind that you're not here to just create this short-term success and hope that it sticks for the long term. Like, all of your actions should be done with the long term in mind. And then once the success comes in, whenever that happens, it could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year, and we could talk about that, then it's going to be sustainable. So yeah, I mean, I used to get crazy about just like, what's the next thing we can do, what's the next thing we can do. Definitely wanting to stay within the boundaries of what we're doing, not like shiny object syndroming or doing something like that. But it's good to kind of just have that approach that if all you could, it's a lot easier to improve things year over year than month over month or quarter by quarter. That's just how it is.
Yes. And if you've watched Love on the Spectrum, maybe you'll get that reference. But anyway, the path to $100,000. Wow, you really broke it down here, Mike. If you're looking at the deck on YouTube, you've really broke it down into some steps that you can digest. So why don't you read them? Because this is quite clever.
I think this is all achievable within the daddy method, and this is all very conservative. Because, Joe, we were talking about, well, I just said how, success comes at different times for different people. And I think often we get hung up with seeing even like testimonials about, I started my ads yesterday. I just built my store 5 minutes ago and I just made a sale. And that can get to you like, why am I not achieving results this fast? But I think there's some natural period of progression or period of failure that some people need to go through when they're starting an online business. And as long as you're not stopping and you're not, losing your shirt, then you'll get there and you'll probably surpass those people who had the quick wins because you're going to be more focused and driven to do that. And we've definitely seen that in our own lives. Took us 2 years to be successful with SEO.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still successful is a loose term. I'm
still decently profitable, or it took us 2 years to be decently profitable with SEO.
Yeah, and there's still a long way to go. So
still a long way to go.
All right.
But
So let's
what do we do? What do we do here?
should we make
So
should we make the
I think
announcement?
it's achievable. I think it's achievable to reach 3,000 per month profit within 12 months if you're following one of our approved methods
Yeah.
of building income online. It's not 30K, it's not even 8K, but it's something. I think it's possible. I think you can get with anything we teach. I think you can start to get the first trickle in of results within a couple months at most,
Yeah.
and then from there you just snowball it. You don't stop. Uh, you actually take action, and you ask questions later, that type of thing, and then you get to 3,000 profit per month in your first year. Then, what do you do? Well, you make a new website using what you learned, and probably what's going to happen is you're going to execute on this better because you've gone through all the steps already. It's going to be quicker. It's going to be done more precisely. It'll probably be better because when you're first setting something up, there's a lot of details that you miss because you're just blind to a lot of things. So it's almost like watching an artist's progression or a musician's progression. Like if you listen to their first mixtapes, it's maybe not as polished. There's not a, over time you can see they get their sound and everything becomes a lot better. So it's going to be the same way with online business. So you're going to make a new website after 12 months, repeating what you've learned. And so excluding any profit from that new website you made, at $3,000 per month after 12 months of getting that 3,000 in, that should be $36,000 per year. Well, it's not 100,000, but what happens, Joe? After you have about 12 months of consistent profit, you can sell that store, sell that site, whatever it is. And so I use the 25x monthly multiple just to be conservative. If you have a content site, you can probably get more than this. If you have a dropshipping site, you might be right around this, maybe a little bit more, maybe 24x. But nonetheless, what's 25 times 3? 75 times 1,000, 75,000. So within 18 months, you will have generated $111,000, excluding that new website that you made, because the old website that was earning will be sold. But now you have a new one that you can reasonably do the same thing on.
Or you could always, I mean, you could keep the website as well. I mean, that's
Or you can keep it. This is just talking about people that are like, I need $100,000. I need to replace my 6-figure income. How do I do that?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it depends the path you want to take. I would say that the better path, and this is something that I guess we're more focused on later. I'd rather cash out bigger because I think going from 3,000 to 9,000 is probably easier. Well, depends on your experience level, but I think in terms of the amount of time you have in a given year, I think you're better off taking a site from 3,000 to 9,000 in a year than a new site from even 1,000 to 6,000 or whatever. Just because of that.
And
Yeah.
I think that's why having something like the Elite Fleet is very helpful, because we've had those. We've been there. We've had those months where we've done 5 figures in whatever business model you want to pick.
Yes.
So I think what we ran into in the beginning was, we were over here we would have 5-figure months, then we would have, we make 3,000 a month. It was fluctuating, and we didn't have anybody to turn to say, number one, how can I fix this, make it more consistent? How can I outsource it so I'm not, grinding this website out? And we didn't even have almost a proof of concept that you can actually, get a 6-figure lump sum at once. So I think that's why we did things the way that we did. But yeah, I mean, if you have people around you that have been to $9,000 consistently, then it's much easier for you at $3,000 to just go off and grow yourself to that level.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in the spirit of the elite fleet, I mean, should we get to the announcement now? We're kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
at peak viewership here.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So here's the deal: we're kind of changing the way our courses work and the elite fleet works, and it's gonna be different. And I think it's gonna be to the benefit of everyone. So we're going to be offering our courses. So all of our courses, you get Instant E-commerce Asset, our flagship dropshipping course, Passive Publishing Profits, our Kindle publishing course, Bow Blog Blast Off, the advanced version. You get all three courses plus access to the Elite Fleet for $249 a month is a very special price. Let's just put it that way. And there's only 50 slots, and we're opening this up on Wednesday. And yeah, it's gonna be open, and then it's gonna be closed. And I think this is a win-win because you obviously get access to our stuff for a cheap upfront price, way cheaper than we've ever offered before. But you get access to the community, and it gives us some like really good incentive to keep the community and keep the courses like keep growing them. You know, keep people have questions. Okay, let's add that to the course. So it's really going to put us in the position and put you in the position to get like the best information at all times, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And on top of adding things to courses, really the idea is that once everything is centralized within the new Elite Fleet normal, then we can go up and make just entirely new courses based off of whatever people want. So whether this is like even recorded presentations just for elite fleet people, or recorded office hours, like it, so that way everybody is always on the same page, where they have access to this course, and yeah, it's not just about drop shipping and having that support, not just about Kindle publishing and having that support. It's gonna really blend everything together and allow us to get creative, and if we have a cap of a few hundred people in this group, then that's where we can focus the majority of our time. We don't have to focus on getting new people in to buy the courses and all this stuff. We can focus specifically on you guys.
Yeah, that way you're making money, we're making money, everyone's making more money, and we're gonna take over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the true final form of the Elite Fleet. This is what came before was only phase 1. This is phase 2. But I can't lie, Joe. I'm scared. It's a big leap. It's a big leap. To go from charging, $1,000, $1,000, $1,500 for a course to letting everyone in at such a low price.
Yeah, well, it might be a hit to our income. It might not be, but we'll see.
Yeah, in the end, we're gonna open enrollment for 50 spots, and then we're gonna close it, and then we're gonna figure out what to do from there. So, yeah, this is your opportunity. If you're already in the Elite Fleet and like you want to get access to our other courses before they go away, if you don't have any, then just let us know, and then we can work out something special there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the Elite Fleet already have all our courses, but I mean, we'll handle that on a case by case basis.
Yep, exactly. So I think on Wednesday, when it opens, we'll do our live stream. Will just be more of a general Q&A type thing. We'll have some content that we can talk about, but yeah,
cool.
That's it.
Focused asks, $249 for how many months?
Either you're in or you're out. Focused. It's $249 a month to be in the membership. So whether you choose to be in it for a month and you decide it's not worth it and then you want to leave, that's fine. But yeah, it's month to month. You can get out anytime, but this is really the best way to give people our courses, everything at a low monthly rate, and build our community.
Yeah,
Build a good community.
So actually, I mean, as soon as you leave, obviously you lose access to the community, the courses, and any future updates that we decide to implement. And then if you want to get back in, you'd have to pay the price that it's at when you rejoin. So
if it's not capped already.
yeah, and as a matter of fact, there are going to be some other packages though. So when we roll it out, that's kind of going to be the lowest package in terms of upfront price. Now there will be more packages where they're yearly where you save 2 months, or lifetime access where you get lifetime access plus coaching calls. There are some coaching calls included in the yearly package as well. So yeah, you'll have multiple options just depending on what you want to do.
Yep. We're only 36 minutes in. Huh?
Yeah. Trevor says, just bought the course last night. Glad to be on board. Yeah, cool.
Welcome, Trevor.
Yeah, make sure you message me in the Elite Fleet to set up your channel.
Yes.
Because I didn't see anything from you yet.
Step number 1. Yeah. My Sean the Dawn said definitely worth it.
Boom.
My Sean, yeah. Actually, it might be 49 with My Sean. We gave My Sean an early access spot. So
yeah, we did get. It was actually somewhat inspired by My Sean to, because we've been talking, we've been throwing around this idea, and My Sean was asking like, do you have any payment packages? And then I was like, we're toying around this idea.
I guess it's time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we said, this is really the best way for everyone to just be involved in everything. You don't join the Elite Fleet and then you say, hey, like you're asking about dropshipping, but you don't have our course, so we can't direct you to a video where we explain exactly what you need to do. So I think it works out best.
Yeah, that was a discrepancy. When I guess we didn't predict. That's the direction we need to go, because it's just annoying when we have people in the Elite Fleet and they don't have our course, and then they ask us all these questions that are, if they had the course, they could just see it, and then it would be better explained there than us typing out the questions to them. So that was kind of an inspiration for this as well. We just think it'd be better executed, more well-rounded if we do it this way. But so we're not announcing this till Wednesday. So get on our email.
Well, we announced it, but it's not open till Wednesday. It's
not open. So be sure to get on our email list, buildassetsonline.com/playbook. And you'll be kind of directed. You'll get more information in your inbox. Tom Hunter says, I need to know more about how this is going to impact existing customers. Well, if you're already in the Elite Fleet, you've got in at the lowest price possible, no matter what price you're at right now, because going forward, it's going to be $249 or more. So you still have access to the full course you bought. You still have access to the Elite Fleet as long as you keep paying your monthly fee. So and then we'll work if you want to get in. So say you're doing a dropshipping course, you don't have our Kindle course, but you're already paying your monthly Elite Fleet thing, and then you say you want to do our Kindle course, you can just send us a message and we'll talk about. We're gonna deal with that on a case by case basis, because it's too hard to make a solution like for everyone,
Yeah, different people have different things. So
yeah.
Otherwise you're good to go. If you're already in the Elite Fleet, you're basically good to go. And we want to reward the people that got in early. So obviously, like any Elite Fleet specific trainings that we do, you'll have access to that. But obviously, you wouldn't have access to any of like the course updates if you didn't buy the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to talk about, Joe? And obviously, if you're watching this video for the first time, buildassetsonline.com/playbook is our free course where, in the spirit of the daddy method, we do map out what we do to get to $1 million in equity online. A lot of it is based on the daddy method, but we go more in depth as the actual business models, what we do, the way that we view things, all of that.
Yeah. So Mark Walsh says, hey, I'm currently going through calling and emailing suppliers. What kind of success rate do you have? I've contacted 25 so far, but no success. Um, usually, I mean, we do usually have a greater success rate than 0 out of 25, but I would say 20%, 30% once you get good at it and know how to talk to them. But a lot of them are secured on
Well,
the.
more than that. Once you're, if
Oh,
you're good, if you're like an established website, then you should be hitting somewhere around 80%.
yeah, yeah. I'm just
Because you got,
pretending. I'm pretending like brand new, like store. Like if we were starting from scratch, I think
yeah,
we'd get like 20 or 30%.
yeah, and so I would ask the questions of, what does your website look like? If the website isn't even up yet, and you're calling, you're trying to get people on board, that's going to really lower your success rate. If your website is up but it doesn't look good, that's going to lower your success rate. If you're not able to really convince people well, so I want to know what you're emailing to them, what you're saying to them, that could lower your success rate. Or you're going after some crazy industry that you just can't easily get into. That's also something that can impact that. But we're in weird times with COVID. A lot of suppliers are just completely cutting off letting new people in right now because they can't keep up inventory. There's shortages of things. So, your site is up a year and has about 30K visitors a month. Are you in the elite fleet, Mark? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Is this for high ticket drop shipping, or are you like trying to do something else?
I don't know. It sounds like he's trying to.
30K visitors a month. I mean, you should be ranking and banking.
Yeah, it sounds like he's trying to do something, which I have no idea what he's trying to do. But I mean, starting a new dropshipping store now, Mike. I think it's been quite easy to get in with suppliers. Actually, well, at least the one that my wife
Yeah, no, we
is
have
starting. She's just been kind
and
of
we have the
cold.
other site. I mean, we have a few sites that we're partnered on right now, and no one is having any issue getting in suppliers.
Yeah,
Well, there are some like I was saying, there's some suppliers that are like, we literally can't even ship new stuff until next year.
yeah. Well,
But
yeah, we ran into a few. Well, she ran into a few situations where like, yeah, you can, as soon as we start shipping again, then we're good. But yeah, for now,
yeah, yeah.
just fill out these forms and whatever. Um, but yeah, I have no idea
So
what you're trying to do with
site,
Mike Walsh.
you have a content site and you're trying to kind of create the high ticket dropshipping site to go along with it. I don't know. Sounds like an elite fleet question that we can we can help with. Honestly, if we saw your site, we saw exactly what you're doing, then we can definitely diagnose and fix this. Because if you have a content site that you're trying to put a dropshipping site onto, yeah, okay, that's what you just said. That's what you're doing. This should be very, very easy because this is like one of the highest leverage situations. You could say, hey, I'm literally ranking for kids swing set. So I'm ranking the number 2 slot on Google. I want to put your stuff here. So like you need to let me in. Any brand rep would be stupid to not let you in if you're phrasing it right. So yeah, the things I said before, I want to know what you're going after, what suppliers you're going after, what you're saying, stuff like that.
Yeah, Joel D is back.
Joel D only comes in, talks about us being bald, and then leaves. Hits us with the dab, and then he's out. What's up, Joel? We are here to teach you how to make the best of 2020 and the new normal.
Yeah.
We're live broadcasting from the simulation. Trying to fix the timeline. We can all just go back to the way things were.
Yeah.
And we're trying to conjure up enough energy. We only have 27 people in here now, so
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get there.
I honestly think the new normal is gonna be great once we get there.
The new normal?
Yeah, not like the new normal we're in now, but like the new normal. Like once the scourge is defeated.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I think,
Oh,
I don't know. I just think, because it's always been my dream. Let me tell you this. I remember I
I know
was
where this is going.
I was at work one day, and my whole dream was like I didn't want to be in the office. Like I want to work from home or whatever. And then
Yeah.
I saw Marissa Meyer, who was I saw this headline. Marissa Meyer, who was the CEO at Yahoo.com or at Yahoo or whatever. She made this thing like Yahoo was suffering, and then she came in, and the first thing she did was no more work from home. Everyone's in the office. We're a team. Blah 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 blah. And I saw that, and I was like, oh my god, like what is this world coming to? We have these stupid things that do all this stupid stuff, and this this woman is making everyone come into the office. What a shame. We're going backwards, not forwards. But
Yeah.
now I think, and then even for business, when I had my job, it was just like, oh, I got to go stay in Wisconsin for 2 weeks, a month, just because I'm supposed to, when I could have easily, like, it made no sense for me to be there, but it's like that was what you were obligated to do, like, I guess business wise and culture wise. Um, so I thought there was a lot of inefficiencies. I thought
Yeah.
lifestyle for everyone was kind of at the very bottom. A lot of unnecessary stress because of the fact that you have to travel and all that kind of stuff. So I think once we get to the new normal and more work from home, hopefully not everyone's going to be congregating in the big cities. Everything will be more spread out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
kind of hopeful about that in a way.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about that for a while, about how obviously the office stuff is very antiquated, and obviously once this all happened, like I realized, yeah, the the office thing is done, because now it's just people are realizing, big companies are realizing that they can hit their numbers without having to pay for a $5 million a year lease on an office building. So why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just thought so much waste going into the workday. Like, and I know obviously
Oh yeah.
a lot of businesses are supported, local businesses are supported by the fact that people go into an office. But I mean, I thought it was
Yeah.
insustainable. And then if you look at like New York City or whatever, like any big city, you have all these offices, and it just makes it like so expensive for the people who actually live there. Like when Google opens up an office or some huge company opens up an office somewhere, suddenly like all the real estate around it is like super high priced, and like no one can afford to actually live in a city besides for the people that end up working for those huge companies. And just, yeah, I thought it was not a good situation.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe we'll see now, like you said, there it's because we've had internet for 20 years now. We've had good internet, maybe less than 20. Within the last 10 years, like the internet speed and coverage has really come up so that you can be anywhere and you can have a great connection. And so that was really the moment where the whole office thing was no longer needed. So this was like the COVID was the catalyst, but yeah, the fact that anyone can be anywhere and do the same job that they were doing if they were in an office, it was a matter of time before something broke that very fragile bond.
Yeah. Uh, Hold on. On another note, Joel D asks, so the Elite Fleet is 97 per month. Uh, well, right now it is, but it's going up to 249. We just explained it. I'm not going to explain it again, but he's talking about trading stocks. He's making money. He's losing money, but recently took a huge loss. Sean says you can't buy the course for outright for $1,500 anymore. Only asking because I still wanted to buy the course when I get my store up and actually to have the 1,500 to buy it, so I can get lifetime updates. So you already have Sean Don. You bought the course at 249 recurring, so that's what you have right now. You do get lifetime updates. So I don't know.
As long as you're in the membership,
As
though.
long as you're in the membership, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
okay. Hey, Dus Snike asks, "Hey, I have a question. What does that mean? Does that mean something?"
no, I don't know.
Most people, hey, I have a question. Most of the people that share their dropshipping success, Guru and all these people, they mentioned that their product diced or died, slow down, died slash slow down. So they shut the store and built a new one. Couldn't they pursue and make it a brand instead of creating a new store? Sorry for spamming. Well, if you're new to the channel, Snike, we actually don't recommend doing things the way that most dropshipping gurus are gonna have you do. So when we have you build a store, you're building something that you're going to work on for the long term. It's not just about one product. It's about becoming a retailer in a vertical and giving as a retailer getting the best traffic possible from search. So when someone is searching something online, you want to be that retailer that pops up in the Google ads. You want to be the retailer that pops up in the organic search results, because the people that are searching for something in Google, they want to buy what they're searching for, usually if they're searching for a product or something about a product. So that's what we do. We try and become, I don't even like the word dropshipping because I guess it has such a negative connotation to it. And it's really what we're doing is we're becoming online retailers who just happen to dropship.
Exactly. And just like, yeah, if you want to check out some of our other content, we actually poo-poo on this method all the time, where people have these products and they die off, and this whole thing. We did a review of the Shopify Exchange Marketplace a couple months ago. So if you watch that video, we talk a lot specifically about that, because you can go on Marketplace and you can see all these people who set up these stupid sites, and they do really well for like a month, and then it just drops off and it dies. Now they're trying to sell a worthless store for $20,000. So that's one thing. When you ask, couldn't they pursue it and make a brand? Well, you're getting into a big can of worms there. It's easier said than done. The average person does not have the knowledge or energy or capital to go and just make something into a brand. Especially when you're not making money out the gate. So yeah, like anybody can do it. You can look at Amazon FBA, people are doing that, but it's not always as easy as it seems. But on the other hand, when you do things the way that we do it, as an online retailer, we're already capturing the brands that exist and have demand, because they're, we're getting them on board, we're selling them. And then what happens is, by that nature, we are building up brand name recognition for our store, because people go there, they're searching for the product they already know. They click to it, they go on our site. Now they're on our site, they're like, what's this? And then they search our website, like on Google, right? And so, we do text ads for just our store names all the time, and it converts like crazy. I guess because people are trying to come back and buy, but we've seen a lot of growth over time in terms of like our actual store names. And then if we really wanted to get crazy, we can just import or design a product from there. The brand name is our store. So it's store name, product. Now we already have a brand, and we already have a product that we know sells, because we know similar products that sell because we're already selling them. So yeah, that's the 5D chess way to do it.
Teeth Health Central. I got a couple teeth fillings today, so I guess.
Of course you did.
Maybe you're not following your own advice for keeping a healthy oral cavity.
Yeah, teeth health for thee, not for me, he says.
So hey guys, if you see your high ticket product on Amazon, is that a complete turnoff to sell? Because people can get it there and shipped faster. Usually you won't see the products we sell. You might see them on Amazon, but they're definitely not going to be Prime. And the listings are usually pretty bad. So usually no, don't really care.
Yeah, even if it is, I mean, we compete with Amazon probably for a good amount of things. I don't even really check anymore, but yeah, you can't really prime an expensive product because it's usually going to be over the weight limit. Like Amazon Prime, which is what people really, really like, only encompasses a small subsection of products. Anything that ships freight, definitely not. Anything that's big, definitely not. Anything that has, a good amount of weight to it, definitely not. So otherwise, if you're just competing on like a regular Amazon listing, they're not going to get it faster. They're going to have less personal support because they can't call you and ask what's going on. So yeah, not worried about it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Amazon's good if you're ordering like a book or like an ice tray. But like the things that we sell, like I would not want to order them from Amazon just because there's no direct contact. Like you're gonna call Amazon,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, oh, they're not gonna be able to help you. Basically, they're just gonna give you the generic canned answer, and you're gonna be in for a lot of frustration. Whereas if you call one of our stores, you'll get the information you need quickly.
Yeah. Bottom line, Wayfair, Overstock, they all do extremely well, even though the presence of Amazon still exists. So, not worried about it. Joel says, how are you guys prepping for Q4? Putting more money into ads, Facebook, TikTok? Not doing nothing.
Yeah, that's the beauty of what we do is like what are we like? We're not doing that. Like we're just doing the same thing we always do.
Yeah, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I'll send out a couple emails, whatever. But Q4, like you naturally start to see the sales and the traffic go up. Content sites as well seems to be a little bit of a boom. But there's nothing, yeah. If I just look at the ads like based on what's happening. I'm not going to do it now. But like if, more sales start coming in and I get better, the ROIs go up, like I'll start pumping more money in. I'm not just going to blindly, up bids just because Q4 is coming up.
Yeah. Does email drive much of your revenue?
I don't know. Email probably plays a part because we'll capture emails and, send coupon codes and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it drives the majority of revenue, but it does drive revenue. And you get to the point where, you're not everything can be measured and it's not always going to show up on a conversion because say you send an email, they don't click the email, but they call you and then they order over the phone, right? So it's not going to be tracked in Google. It's not going to be tracked in the email software. What happened? So really what we do is we just put the basics together. We have the Google Ads marketing. We have the website. We have the phone lines. And we just, let it all run. And at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. So I hope that answer was sufficient.
Yeah.
We're not sending like daily sales emails like like Walmart does or something. Like, check out these great buys today only.
Yeah.
We just do a basic introductory sequence, abandoned cart sequence, things like that. I'm not in the email software like sending emails ever.
Yeah. Mike, our stream quality is going downhill and we're at the hour mark. I'm getting like an error. So let's just answer one more question, then we'll wrap it up. I don't know what's wrong, but
Well, that was it.
Oh, what's it?
Just Syke said I liked your dropshipping community Reddit review.
Oh, all right. Well, our stream quality's back now. But I just want, Snike, if you just search for Build Assets Online, Shopify, Exchange Review, you'll be able to find our video. I think you'll like that one a lot. I think that'll clear up a lot of things.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Right on time.
Yeah.
Waiting for that little tick to go to 60. Not that it matters anymore. I don't think it does anything for us or the viewership.
What little tick? Oh, the minute mark?
It started streaming 60 minutes ago, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
There we go. We hit it.
All right. Well, there we have it.
Another 60 minutes of your life is gone. But we hope you enjoyed it.
Just like that. It's not coming back.
Not in the new normal.
All right.
Maybe in the new normal, you can rewind and get your time back.
I can't wait for that. We should do a whole episode on the new normal.
We should. But in the meantime, guys, Wednesday enrollment opens for Elite Fleet Plus, get everything, all of our courses, the whole shebang, $249. And yeah, Wednesday we'll be on talking about that, answering questions, etc. In the meantime, if you want to get updates and get our free course, go to buildassetsonline.com/playbook. And most of all, take it easy.